TankBot. This came from an Arduino demonstration, and when it arrived, I think it had some kind of super bright LED. There were motors on board, some kind of Android phone shaped thing, and an Arduino plus Bluetooth dongle. I decided to take it apart and stick a Raspberry Pi Zero W on it, because I thought, well, Wi-Fi controlled Zero W robot, and the PiConZero makes for a nice neat controller. Then I went a step further and realised, well, this looks like it was begging for a turret. This, an old servo gearbox I had lying around, would be a perfect turret. came with me to the London 2017 Arduino Day, and I had a bunch of fun there with it. I attempted to use these two power banks to power it. And on the turret there is a distance sensor, which gives it some cute little eyes, so a very cute aesthetic. There's software on here that I use PiBakery to go and install Raspbian, a couple of the packages. I got some quick results. I got it to move, I could get it to talk to me via Wi-Fi, and I had it running off 2 feeds. The only problem is if I try to power both the servo motor and the main motors at the same time, then this poor little robot cuts out. It can't quite cope with the power. And what I think is happening is that these 2 power banks between them, one of them can cope with the Pi, but the motor one gives up the ghost, whichever it's going to be, and resets. I imagine these are just 18650s with a bit of regulator and charging circuitry in them. Now, I think you saw in the last video I do have a bunch of AAs and some battery boxes that I want to try and fit on the back here, and I'm going to probably try and reinstate my 3D printer, which I haven't used in a while, so it's a bit dusty. I never really got doing much with it, to maybe make a bracket to hold one of those battery boxes, just so I can at least replace the batteries on them, because if I stick it on I think they're really difficult to change. So what you've not seen yet is this thing working. So I'm going to power it this time directly from an AC power supply. So you need 2, and the other problem here is the PiCon Zero balances all sort of starts to bend down a little, so I may need to get some spacing bolts to put in around these corners just to keep it nicely separated. There's some Python code on it. I'll show you what that does as well. For the motors, for the Pi, and the Pi is coming up. I've got myself logged in, and you'll see that I have brutally stolen the PiConZero W that was used in my Scrolly Pi from a previous episode. And if I take a look here, we have the PiConZero library and a couple of interesting little bits and bobs. If I go and cap one of these files, so this is just initializing PiConZero. It sets up a servo for the turret, which is servo 0, and it just shows that you get both motors and the turret. Now I realize it's probably going to drive off where it is, so I'm going to just pop it here, but we should see it drive forward and turn its turret motors. So let's start that at Python, import TankBot as TB, and TB move and turn. You'll also notice, by the way, that I've got here in my Python code this move and term. There's a big try finally. What that means, if any exceptions, if there are any problems during this part, it will stop the motors. So if I have to control C it, or something goes wrong, or it comes unstuck, then it should stop the motors. So this should. Now, that's possibly because another set of motors is not completely connected. These screwdrivers down here. This one here should do the trick. Now, I don't know if you can hear that. That's the servo, which does tick a little. And one of the reasons this thing may also be a power hog is A, because that servo jitters a bit. It's only a, I suppose it's only a cheapy servo. Possibly the other reason it's such a power hog is I think this gear chain for these drives is a little bit brutal. Okay, so if I go tb.pz.back, tb.time.sleep1, tb.pz.stop, and oh, haha, is it going to go? Ah, I remember how we did this in PiCon Zero language. We do -60. Move and turn. So if you watch the turret as it goes, there we go. It's a little bit too fast at this point, and perhaps I could add a variable here to set the speed of the motors and change some of the timings. But if I try to run that all on battery power on these, at this point it will reset. It'll reset when either these two are going full speed. If they're going lower speed, it's kind of okay, full speed will reset, or if I'm trying to operate those plus that servo. Hence why I think I need some AAs, possibly some simple regulation, and that regulation even then only for the Pi, so I can keep this bit at the top unregulated because it can take that voltage and distribute itself to the motors. Still kind of like the idea of having a power bank for the Pi and then separating it, so I don't know if I could do power bank plus maybe a couple of AAs across the top for the other bit. I could maybe do something with a bare 18650, maybe see if I can override the max current draw on this somehow, not sure. So the other bit of code I ran on this, let's see if this still works, is I did a move until too close. So if I just show you what that's supposed to do, and this is me trying to see if I can get the HCSR4 working here with the Pi Zero. Now the PiCon Zero has got here, it's got a set of pins directly for connecting the HC04. Unintuitively I've made ground yellow. Now there are some slight issues with things reaching as well. If you turn this too far as well, the turret, the motors pull out because they're a bit tight. I'll do the other bit. Okay, now we have this connected. And let's see, so this should drive until we get below, well, we're saying until we got less than 3 centimeters. Yes, I'm renaming my imports just because it's easier. So we need to do dis.init and dis.get distance. That was about 3 centimeters. And I'll move it back a bit and let's see if it's actually just cut out or if it's reliably doing. It's not reliably doing anything there, is it? So why did it stop that first time and not this second time? I thought it had read the sensor. Now let's just make sure I've not accidentally switched things on here. Oh, there we are. That one's in the right place. Okay, no, those aren't switched. Do we have a test sensor? Is there one inside that PiConZero directory? Pixel test, sonar test. So let's have a look. If I cd PiConZero. Okay, it's printing the distance and then sleeping. Well, let's run that. little all over the shop, isn't it? Okay, let's try something that's nice and solid. It seems to be okay. Till you get right up close. This is going to absolutely hammer my terminal, I know this. Especially as I'm doing this call twice, but that's okay. I can live with that for now. Set up a barrier here. Ah, okay, actually 2 centimeters is there, it's within the tread distance. Oh, now this is that interesting effect where it goes up to 1700. Okay, I'm wondering if, because we know that's a wrong figure and that's just mad, maybe we can wrap the other function in a function that goes and discards that. Def get dist cm dist equals dist dot get distance. If dist is above, we'll say 1600, so 1.6 meters, dist equals 0. So while get dist in cm, and what we'll do here is we'll put our debug up here. There we go. Let's just call that HCSR04. That'll do as a barrier, nice. It kind of hit before it went, so we either need to slow down or increase the distance. So I suspect, let's try 7. Should be relying on that one. Give myself plenty of reason. There was one other cool thing I liked about this platform, by the way. I did this at the Arduino day. It's a TankBot. So it's able to do stuff like this. Gratuitous, I suppose, but why not? At some point, perhaps I can combine all three, have it driving, detecting which side has got the closer thing. But first I have to sort out these power issues, especially since we're on Wi-Fi. I hope you have enjoyed seeing my build of TankBot and some of the code. I will put links to how you can get your hands on the PiCon Zero and the code I've used in it, and I really want to get some flashing lights in here. I mean, it'd be great to have one of those blinked strips or something like that right here. If you've enjoyed this video and enjoyed this robot build and you want to see more of what I do with this or some of my other robots and builds, please subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up if you've liked it, thumbs down if you thought there was something wrong with it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought was great or not great, and come back for more. And I hope to see you next time, and go make stuff, have fun and break stuff and learn stuff. Good night.